Welcome back to Unfoolish Investing, everybody. Episode 12. I'm your host, Victor.
I'm Larry. I actually forgot what episode number we were on. That's how
It's
many
12.
episodes. We're just climbing up the ranks here. 12. Holy smokes.
Yeah, 12. We're still not up to the little giant ladder, which I think goes up and just keeps on going up, but we'll get there.
I have one of those. Great product.
Before we jump into today's episode, where did we leave off last week, Larry?
We talked about Palantir last week. We talked about Fed rate cut.
That's right. The Fed rate cut. The Fed rate cut. Absolutely insane. And then what happens today? What happens today?
Are we talking about our topic or related to the rate cut? I haven't seen anything.
Related to the rate cut.
I haven't seen anything today. Tell me.
So last week was all about the Fed cutting rates by 0.5%, right?
Uh-huh.
And everybody was getting excited. Oh, wait, not at first.
Right.
Then they woke up the following morning and realized, oh, we're supposed to be excited. And normally, the Fed rate cut would push treasury yields down, especially at the short end of the curve. Not this time. Not this time,
Oh, wow.
folks.
Interesting. Okay.
We've seen an unexpected spike in treasury yields, particularly around the 10-year note.
Wow.
Like, I'm not sure what's going on. It sounds like the bond market pros are putting this on the side of overreaction, which to me is like, there's some adults in the room. That's a positive. But I think what we're going to have to wait to see, and this will be another episode coming up, is what the Fed stance is going to be and whether or not we're going to see a few more aggressive rate cuts coming up before the end of the year. Because when the Fed cuts rates like this, we're not supposed to see a spike in treasury yields.
No.
It's
supposed to go down.
It is supposed to go down. So, we'll watch, we'll wait, we'll see what's going on. But, until then, let's jump into today's episode. And it was my exciting earnings announcement today at the closing of the market. And that is, boom, Costco. That's
72 gold bars for $1. Holy cats.
I love Costco. Like where other place could you walk? Could you find gold bars for sale? Mom, can I get a gold bar? Not today, Joey. Not today.
Gold bars and a hot dog.
Yes. The hot dogs are great. Pizza, go back and forth on. Costco food. Another separate episode just going through the Costco food. But today we're going to dive into Costco's Q4 earnings. We'll explore some of the wild and wacky items like gold bars that you can buy at Costco. And if you didn't think that was enough, what are your thoughts on a 72-pound wheel of Parmesan Reggiano? Or, something that's near and dear to your heart?
Anything chocolate.
Well, yes, the chocolate, but I believe you just built a sauna with your wife. Is that not true?
It's not done yet.
It's in the process?
It's in process, yeah.
Were you aware that you could buy a 4-person barrel sauna at Costco?
I was not. That wouldn't be nearly as fun as building it.
Just walking in, you're like, a barrel sauna. Yes. It's what I've been looking for. But first up, let's talk the numbers, shall we? Costco recently reported earnings per share of $5.29, which was a solid beat because they were estimated to come in, I believe, around $5.07. Big win there. However, this is kind of where the negative starts coming in, and I was a little surprised as revenue came up slightly short at $79.7 billion versus 79.96 billion. Again, we are like just fractions different. And
Yep.
I feel like that does look like a small risk, but I feel in the market right now, I feel like it raises the questions about one, their growth story, and two, and let's be honest, with crazy items like life-size teddy bears and gold bars, maybe their revenue sources are just getting more creative. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, to me, Costco is the bet on the American economy, and I guess even the world economy because they're expanding in China pretty rapidly. Um, but it's a bet on the economy as a whole, and I think they're starting to see the average consumer really starting to pull back on some like non-discretionary spending or discretionary spending. I just think their consumers are finally starting to be like, all right, I just have to start cutting back on, I don't know what the right term is, but spending that I don't absolutely have to do. Um, and another thing that I think is affecting Costco right now is gas prices have gone down quite a bit recently. Um, I mean, I just filled up today for 275, which is to me under $3 gas is just insane. Um, so I know gas is usually a higher margin item for Costco, but as the price goes down in gas, the margin goes down for them. So I think that also pushed their numbers down a little bit. I don't know. I don't think it's not a huge miss to your point about being off by like fractions of a percent. Um, so the stock's already up like 40% this year. So if you've been in it, it's been a nice winner. Um, I don't know if I would be buying it at $900 a share, even though I drip into it. So I guess I am buying it at $900 a share. Um, but I don't think I would be opening a position in Costco at these prices.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned some of those things. What do you think about Costco raising the prices of their Gold Star membership by $5 and their executive membership by $10 starting September 1st? Now, do you think this hike is expected to significantly grow their membership income in the coming quarters, and we'll start to see like they would had they done that the previous quarter, they don't miss.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with you. They don't miss if they did it last quarter. Um, I think the membership fees are a lot of their profit. That's what allows them to sell $1.50 hot dogs at a loss. Um,
Or $5 chickens.
yeah. So to give you the exact numbers, membership fee income was up very, very slightly. It was 1.509 billion, and this most recent quarter was 1.512 billion. So like barely, barely, barely inched up. Um, and fiscal year total membership fees were 4.8 billion. Um, they need that money to be able to provide the pricing that they provide to their members. So like I think, they probably should have increased their membership fee 2 or 3 years ago, personally, when inflation really started spiking.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
that's a fair point, and um, I think they're banking that their value proposition and their ability to say sell $55,000 diamond earrings right next to your gallon of milk, I'm not
yeah.
sure we're going to get that level of diversity at, say, BJ's or Sam's Club like you do at Costco. And I feel like Costco because their membership is where it's at and it's been so sticky through the years that they have the ability to do crazy things like this. And no one's going to question why they're
Yep.
doing it. It's almost like that's just Costco. It's Costco being Costco.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Now, if you look at their same store sales, what would we say? They were up 6.9%,
That
um,
sounds right.
which was beating expectations. And I do think another solid win for the company. E-commerce sales jumped just under 20%. I believe those came in 19.5%. It's a good thing I'm not on the street or riding for the street because I would always be rounding up instead of like these like, oh, they came in at 19.5%. Yeah, let's just call it 20. Let's just call it 20. Like, why are we
Yeah.
splitting hairs? But here's the fun part, right? What do you think is driving the e-commerce growth for Costco?
I mean, I think most of their when they had that gold bar sale, I think almost all of that was online. I know that's kind of a niche item, um, but they sold out of that like I think almost immediately, like the day or within a few hours. All of those, however many gold bars they had, um,
And
sold
and
out.
Yeah, exactly. And on that, I mentioned it at the beginning. The 72 pound blocks of cheese. I can't even talk today. Um, and mini houses. Like, yes, you can buy a mini house from Costco, but you have to order it online from wherever you have your internet connection at the time. And I just don't see Sam's Club, Walmart, BJ's. They're just pushing groceries online for the most part. You know,
Yeah.
Costco, I think I was up there. You can buy a $17,000 golf simulator. So for any of you golfers out there, if you're looking for a good golf simulator, jump onto the Costco website. $17,000 and it can be yours. Again, they just continue to change the game where everybody else is like, yes, you can buy groceries. Yes, you can buy everyday home essentials. But can you buy a golf simulator, Larry? Can you buy a barrel sauna? Like, who doesn't want a golf simulator delivered to their house with a 72-pound block of cheese? Because if I
I
had
mean,
the
if
money to drop, I'm buying those two items just to see the delivery guy's face and record it all.
yeah, if I had the cash to burn, I would totally be doing it.
So their non-food sales saw some of the highest comparable growth in Q4. And I think it's some of those ridiculous items that people are
Hmm.
going on to buy and other items like jewelry, home furnishing, tires, um, you know, and if anybody passes away, $1,200 casket. That's right. Don't
Oh
buy.
wow, I had no idea you could get a casket from BJ's.
Do not buy from your funeral home. Go to Costco.com. Buy your casket.
You can get a casket filled with cheese.
I'm sure they do it for you. I mean, that is the genius. I mean, they even sell digital grand pianos for $3,000. I mean, can you really compare what Costco's doing to everybody else? They're so different. They're magical.
Yeah, they're just so big. Um, and their members. I mean, if there was a Costco near me, there's not within a drivable distance from me, so I'm not a Costco member. If there was, I would be a member for sure.
Summer just ended. We're coming into fall, headed towards the season of love, foot traffic has been up this quarter, a solid 10.5%. Again, I'm not on the street. I'm calling it 11%. We're just rounding everything up today. Rounding everything up. Why not? Um, and CFO Gary Millichip um, said it believes it's all about the value offering that's at Costco. I think I buy into some of that, but I still think it's partly. I feel like there are still a lot of people that just show up to Costco to see what ridiculousness might show up that they could buy today. And
Yeah, I think people just go. Sometimes they just go there to get food because the food is so cheap.
yeah, and I mean because they own their chickens, their private label chicken tenders were leading a 21% lift in pounds sold this past quarter. Just their chicken tenders. We haven't even gotten to their chickens. And if for anybody
Uh,
that's not aware, Costco, because they sell so many rotisserie chickens, opened up massive chicken farms that they own because it was cheaper for them to build and open these things than continue to buy them from a distributor and get it to them. So I mean, for me, you know, it's not just about the food. I love the Kirkland signature brand
yeah.
covers. You know, get this. You ready? $15,000 studio shed you can assemble in your backyard. Like, who needs a studio shed? But you know what? Who doesn't need a studio shed? Like, if you're looking for something for your backyard, you're like, you know what? I don't know where to put my mother. I don't want to put her in a nursing home. $17,000 studio shed. Throw it in your backyard. Wire up some electrical. You could.
There you go.
Um, I love Costco. It's like the ridiculousness of some of the stuff that they sell. I just can't not talk enough about it.
Man.
Uh, but I do think, let's shift on over. We've talked about an awful lot how their numbers were. Where do you see them going moving forward?
That's a tough one. I think they.
And I just want to lead 1% dip after hours
Mhm.
despite an EPS beat. Go.
Yeah, I think they are very tightly tied to the overall economic state. So as the economy goes, so does Costco. Um, so I think if we kind of nail this soft landing that the Fed has navigated pretty well up to this point. Um, if we keep going down that path, I think that Costco is gonna go up from here. I think if there's some hiccups, you could see Costco dip. Um, I think part of the reason that it only went down 1%, Costco is after earnings, is because you know I think the market realizes that this miss wasn't that big. Um, and the overall health of the economy is quite robust.
Yeah, and to your point, we're looking at a solid 38.5%. We're going to call it 39 uh,
Yep.
year to date. Today, again, to your point, they dropped $10, 1.2%, 1% it is. Um, I
Yep.
do think if you look them out past year, we're looking at a 63% raise. They took off with the market. Market loves them. We love them.
Yeah.
5 years, again, solid winner. And you look at a max, it's really
17,000.
hey, where are you in 1990 if you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw $1,000 in.
Oh.
Um,
It's like Forrest Gump investing in a fruit company called Apple Computers.
it is. It really is.
Yeah.
What do you think it would be worth today if I put $1,000 in?
Oh, $1 million.
$1 million. Check it out.
I can't do the percents in my head that fast.
So if we put $1,000 in Cisco, let's see, what are we looking at? Rough 1990. Looking at right, $8, $9. Um, you're looking at about what, 55,000 maybe?
All right, I was way off.
Um,
That's a nice return.
yeah, I mean, I think that might be off. Because again, I'm not. What are the dividends? Were there any splits? I don't see any splits in here, but I have to imagine there were splits.
Yeah, I think they have. I looked it up earlier and I forgot. Um, I don't think they've split their stock in like 10 or 20 years
But again,
because it's mostly institutional investors who don't really
yeah, the
care what the
last
share price
time
is.
I see a stock split was,
2000.
yeah,
And then 1993 was the other one.
wasn't there one in 99?
I don't know. I don't see one. January 14th, 2000. 2 for 1. Yeah, I
We're
don't.
just gonna put it at an a lot. We're just gonna put it up at you would have made an
Yeah.
awful lot of money on a
I wonder
thousand.
if they're gonna split the stock again. If the stock hits $1,000, are they gonna split the stock
I mean,
just to
I
try to
think
drum up retail investment?
that's a great point, and I think that they may consider doing a stock split even if it stays flat, just to bring investors back in. It's not a guaranteed, but I think there is the mentality that some have that I would buy a $90 stock before I bought a $900 stock.
Yeah.
Um, you know, we say that, but I think what did we say? Berkshire Hathaway went to like $4,000 a share. $400,000 a share.
Yep. Yep.
$400,000 a share. So, there's two sides. There's two sides. I do think that with, I think Costco continuing to look for new members, um, I think the focus has got to be strong on the under 40 segment, um,
Yeah.
as they continue to try and grow younger consumers that are more budget friendly. Maybe they're not looking for the $55,000 diamond earrings or the 72 pound block of cheese. But I do think that Costco is positioned itself solidly for long term sustainability.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see them going anywhere. I agree with you that they need to attract younger members, just given the stickiness of the membership. Um, you'll grow long term customers. Um, that just want to go and save money on stuff they buy every day. To your point, they don't need diamond. They might not be in the market for huge purchases like rings or cars or apartments. I don't know if you read that. Costco is getting into apartments. They're
I'm
building a
not
Costco with a shared space that's going to be apartments that are also run by Costco.
That's interesting. And it's going to be separate from the Costco building. It's just going to be like apartment
Yeah,
building Costco.
it's like over the Costco.
Interesting. Mixed
Yeah,
juice. I love
yeah,
mixed juice.
yep,
You can't go anywhere. You're snowed in. I'm going down for a hot dog.
yeah. It's in L.A.
Interesting. I definitely vibe on the mixed juice idea, especially if they start throwing restaurants into those things. But, with that said, I feel like Costco's Q4 earnings um, definitely look like a mixed bag. But I still
Yep.
think they continue to offer solid value. Maybe not at the 900. Maybe you're sitting there, you wait for 10, maybe 20% pullback, find your comfort level, and you start buying in if you're not dripping in already. If you're dripping in, continue to drip in. I mean, it's
Yeah.
proven. It's just going to continue to march forward. Why not? But if you're looking for an entry, I think we both think you could find our lower entry level than where it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I already said my piece on that. But personally, I don't really follow stocks that I don't own. So if you wanna, like, I have to have skin in the game, and then I'll really start researching and doubling down, whatever. So if you're that kind of person, then start dripping into it or put $5 into it, just to kind of give you that incentive to really research Costco. Um, that's how I started with Costco. Is I was like, I feel like this is a really safe, um, cautious investment. I don't think I'm going to lose my shirt, so I'm going to start putting money into it. And if I feel like it's at a good price, I'll add more aggressively. And that's how I built up my position in Costco over the years.
I love that. And I think one thing that hit home from what you said kind of resonates for why we started on foolish investing. Um, we used to go around some of those other investing services you find out on the web. And it's tough when you see services or you see people talk about stocks and then you discover that the stock that they're promoting, the stock that they're talking about, the stock that they're in love with, they're not actually buying. They're telling you how amazing it is. They're telling you to go buy it,
Yeah,
but they are not actually buying it themselves. And for me, that's a tough pill to swallow because if you're paying for a service and you're trusting these people that are financial advisors to tell you what to buy and tell you how good a company is, you're assuming that they also have skin in the game. And to find out that they don't, that's a tough pill to swallow. And I felt like you and I,
yeah,
we both swallowed that pill.
yep, yeah. I mean, what better recommendation for a stock than saying you own it? Like, I'm recommending this stock. I own it with my own personal money.
Yes, yes. And we're not
You
going
know?
back and saying, hey, we bought it in 1990 and we held on to it for 30 years and we knew it
Yeah.
was going to go up 17 million% because we didn't.
Yep.
We see a company like Costco, we see what it's doing. And yes, there are people out there that are selling it. They're selling it because they missed earnings by a fraction of an amount. That when you're looking at the fundamentals of the company, nothing's changing. We're rolling into the holiday season. Costco's going to be right there. You know,
Yep.
Costco keeps its customers coming back for more and more. And you can see that by foot traffic being up. You can see that by sales. You can see that by them offering ridiculous things. But they can only do that because they know people are coming there and they know people expect to see these ridiculous items. but they're selling them. That's again, it blows my mind. It's like they're putting it out there, like, hey, let's put some gold bars out there. Someone's like, is that a gold bars really? Sell out,
Sold right
absolutely
out.
sold out.
Yep.
Costco is doing things, in my opinion, their way and winning at everything that they do. You know, for me,
Yep.
I just love their bold moves. I support the membership hikes just because it wasn't done every single year. It's been years since they last. I think it's been what, 5 years since the last membership hike?
Something like that. Yeah.
And you know, why sell? Why sell? There's nothing wrong with this company. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with what they're doing. And until you see something more dramatic, I just don't see a reason why anybody would want to get out of Costco. So I just say, happy shopping. Happy shopping, Larry.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely wouldn't be selling it. It's probably a stock that, I mean, I try to think of myself as a stock collector. I don't really sell anything.
Hoarder. Stock hoarder.
Yeah, despite probably should be selling some stuff. Um, so for Costco's membership history, just to give you a little background, the last price increase was in 2017, from 55 to $60. Before that was 2011, 2006, 2000, 1998, 1995, 1992, and 1983. So they haven't really increased that many times over the last 40 plus years. Um,
And what do
you
you
know,
get? How much does one membership cost, Larry?
today I think it's 65.
And what is it half the cost of? Amazon
It's half the
Prime.
cost of a Starbucks.
It's also half the cost of an Amazon membership. Um,
Amazon Prime membership.
a fraction of the cost of a Walmart membership, unless you get Walmart on a Black Friday deal. We'll talk about that. $50.
What's the Walmart? Is it $100?
It's $100.
I don't. Okay.
It was $100 last year. I got it on Black Friday for $50.
Mm.
Mainly because it also comes with Paramount Plus. So if you're looking for memberships and you're looking for different ways to save money here and there, and you already subscribe to Paramount Plus, getting Walmart, you get them both. Save some money right there.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, here's a fun question for you and all our listeners. And if you want to submit your answers in, unfoolishinvesting@gmail.com, right? If you could buy any of Costco's crazy items, Larry, what would it be? The barrel sauna? The mini house? Maybe the 72 pound block of Parmesan Reggiano? What are you
That's a
going in
good one.
for? The $55,000 earrings? What's your crazy purchase?
I'm gonna do a quick search on crazy Costco items.
Do do do
Yeah,
do.
I mean, I guess just based on this quick search, you can apparently buy giant barns. It's not even just small sheds. You can buy like a full size house barn.
Is that what you're buying? How much is that?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. It looks like it's $17,000 unassembled. You have to put it together yourself.
I call that a mini home. Mini home.
Yeah, let's see. All right, here we go.
And in, any
Yeah,
unfoolish investors out there, if you want to submit a question to Larry and myself, or you have a topic that you'd love to see covered, again, send us an email at unfoolishinvesting@gmail.com. We're happy to answer any questions on our future episodes. And you know what? You know, if you're one of the questions, stay tuned. We'd love to hear more.
can
Anything
we do?
else?
Yeah, can we do? if we get questions, can we answer them like in a video? We
What
should answer them in a video.
I think we could do, depending on how many questions, we can answer them at the beginning, end of each episode, or
Yeah,
if there's a ton of questions, we can just do an entire episode of question and answering.
yeah,
Call it the
yeah. I
mailbag.
like that idea.
You
Bring
know,
in the mailbag.
bring in the mailbag, bringing in the mailbag. Um, you know, that's it for now. You know what? I'm hungry. As soon as we get off, I think I'm headed to Costco for a slice of pizza or maybe a hot dog. But you know what? I'm going to enjoy it because it's only going to cost a couple of bucks. I'm Victor.
I'm Larry. Thanks, everyone. Peace.
Stand foolish.